Alright guys, we got a new trailer, and not only is it a new trailer, it is a new gameplay trailer, and we have a bunch of other information about Beyond Light as well. So this trailer got shown at the Xbox event, and Xbox also announced that Destiny 2 is going to be running at 4K 60 FPS on the new consoles. I would also assume that this is going to be the same on PS5. Obviously Xbox is not going to talk about PlayStation in their event, but this is super good. All the console players, if you have not experienced Destiny and above 30 frames per second, you are going to be in for a treat. It is going to completely change the way you play the game and how you think about the game. It honestly feels like a completely different game. Now, another thing that got announced really quick is that every Destiny 2 expansion, the huge expansions, not the seasons, are going to be on Xbox Game Pass. Obviously, Destiny 2 is already free to play, so having this monthly subscription to have every single major expansion, including Beyond Light when that comes out in November, is huge. You can pay this monthly fee, have this huge game category that you can choose from, but now Destiny 2 is free to play, plus you have all the expansions, so it's going to be a ton of new players that can experience what this game has to offer, and they can now do it in 60 FPS. No, I am not sponsored. I am just happy to finally see this game be in a spot where it needs to be. But with that being said, let's get into what you guys came here for, and that is the breakdown of this trailer. So I'm going to break this down scene by scene, talk about everything that I see and what you should be looking out for. So starting off, we have this beautiful shot of Europa right here. It's going to this huge satellite array, and we have the three Guardians down here walking towards it. This seems like it just might be the opening mission in Beyond Light. Your ship's going to come in spawning over here, and you're going to go and maybe find a disturbance or something in here. But going into the next scene, as you see, we have the new SMG right here, or what I assume to be an SMG being shown. We have some new armor sets and what looks to be a new scout rifle right here. And it looks like the Titan is also holding the scout rifle. But we do see these NPCs in the background. I'm not sure what they're doing, but we're obviously walking to them to figure something out. And as we're walking, we're also creating like trenches in the snow. This could be now possible because the new consoles have the power, and we can now have certain footprints and stuff being left behind, which is really cool. But now going to the next scene, we have this fallen guy right here that is clearly wielding Stasis, and actually in the Xbox event post show, Luke Smith actually did say that other enemy types are going to learn how to use the darkness. So this is what we're seeing right here. Maybe this is the first Fallen to figure out how to use Stasis just like us, or maybe we're going to be getting Stasis from this guy. Who knows? We'll have to wait and find out. But now we just have the Bungie logo, and right here we have this huge shot right here of Europa. The Guardians are on the Sparrows right here, going into what seems to be nowhere, honestly, and this Pyramidian-esque place right here. And then we also have Jupiter right here, and Europa is obviously Jupiter's moon. Now going into the next scene, we have our Guardians walking up to the pyramid ship, and right here we see a new grenade launcher, a new, I would assume that's an auto rifle. This kind of looks like the weapon that was shown off for reaching the incentive for Guardian Con or GCX. So that's pretty cool, and I would assume again that's that same scout rifle we saw earlier. And the Warlock right here is also holding a bow. But they're walking to the pyramid ship, probably to investigate it. We have a bunch of Fallen fleets right here. Obviously, this is going to be kind of a Fallen themed DLC. And right here, we have those NPCs again that I was talking about earlier, where the Guardians were like walking through here. And that same satellite array, it could be a different one, is also right there. So in this scene, we have the SMG being shown clued right here. This super Fallen themed area. This looks like it could be a strike or maybe even a story mission. Who knows? Honestly, at this point, it could be a raid. And we also have the Titan holding what seems to be that grenade launcher we saw earlier with a pretty cool armor set on. But in the next scene, we have this huge area right here. We have this little hanging plate right here, which I almost guarantee there's going to be something hidden over in this area, because Bungie just loves putting stuff like that. And that's about all from this scene. But now going into the next one, we have what seems to be a pulse rifle or scout rifle. I'm not really sure. It kind of looks like it could be both. But we're going into the, again, this Pyramidian style thing on Europa, and there's clearly an opening right here. But now we have some more armor right here and some of the weapons being shown off. This weapon right here we're actually going to see in a little bit. This is what I'm assuming to be a new exotic, but we'll get to that later. Now right here we actually have all three of the new armor sets. I would assume this is just the Europa armor set for just, you know, leveling and getting around the moon. We actually have a pretty cool Warlock bond for a change. It looks pretty noticeable. And that's about all from this scene. We got some very glowy style helmets, and the Titan has some interesting looking boots on right here. But Right after this, as you just saw a second ago, the first darkness super is casted, and that is the Titan's Smash Reinhardt type ability. As you see, it basically smashed, created all these ice walls, and killed everything. And as you just saw, we have create. The hunter throws a grenade, and it's going to create this wall right here where you can actually jump on. Now, I don't know if this wall is going to place a huge impact on jumping puzzles, but this could either make jumping puzzles extremely hard, because now Bungie has ways to just hide things everywhere, because we can literally create walls. But this could also make jumping puzzles extremely easy if they don't change them, because you can just create walls everywhere and not worry about the jumping puzzle. I can imagine having 6 hunters with like max discipline and just timing your grenades so you get them back, and never having to even do the jumping puzzle. Also in this scene, we have a bunch of shanks coming in, and look at this beautiful 60 FPS gameplay. It's so nice. This looks to be just a story mission, I would assume. But now, right here, we have another super being shown off, and that is what seems to be a Blade Barrage style super, but as you see, he's holding these like Stasis scythes that create this huge explosion right here. As you see, this AoE is absolutely insane. And another thing, this hunter is wearing a backpack, which, you know, seems pretty cool in itself. Obviously, I don't think backpacks is going to be a new item that we have, but the cloak seems to be a backpack, which I think is actually pretty cool, to try to change the styles up a little bit. I'm sure some people will use that very well. Now, right here, we have the new grenade launcher being shown as first person. And a funny little thing is right here, obviously, this is pretty much the raid boss from Scourge of the Past. And if you know anything about Scourge of the Past, obviously the debate between ACP and CAP is a huge deal. But Bungie is, I feel like, teasing us a little bit, because if you zoom in really close right here, you see the grenade launcher says ACP in this little area with these bosses. And I don't know, I feel like it's just kind of funny. It probably means nothing, but it's a pretty cool little Easter egg. But now we have Encase, and as you see right here, we have what seems to be a hunter throwing grenade. This is a hunter style animation. This could also be a Titan, but anyway, the grenade is going to basically freeze all these enemies. You see right here, it freezes them in their track and encases them with stasis. Right here, we go back to this hunter. He's creating this wall, and now he's throwing this shuriken, which I assume is his melee ability. And as you see, this Titan is actually in his super, which is obviously Fist of Havoc, but the shuriken hits him and it suppresses him. Now, this is actually a pretty cool arm set right here too. I just want to point that out. But he throws the second shuriken and it actually freezes both of them. Now, as you see, they are frozen, and I don't know if this is just being that the enemies are dead in Crucible, because obviously if you think you hit them with 2 of your melee abilities, they're probably gonna die. If somehow Bungie is made where in Crucible you can actually be frozen and like your screen just becomes filled with stasis or ice, that's gonna be cool, partly / annoying, I'm gonna be honest, but who knows, we'll have to wait and see. If it was my guess, I would feel like these guardians are just dead, and instead of falling over, they're just frozen, and eventually they'll just despawn or break down. Now we have Shatter, which now we see the Warlock using its ability, and he basically takes this ice staff out, and it's going to create this little explosion. That Titan comes in and does this slam-esque type thing and kills everything. Now, I think I want to mention really quick about this Warlock and its little staff is obviously the cryo for the Warlock is he wields a staff, which is cool. But I honestly think what he's doing right here is not his super. I think this is its melee ability. And the reason I say that is because later on in the trailer, we're going to see a super version of the staff. This could also be a grenade ability. He shoots out this little grenade, but I'm going to assume this is his melee ability, and he pulls the staff out, which I personally think is super cool. Instead of using the hand, he whips the staff out and creates this little explosion, kind of like the Middle Tree Stormcaller. I think that's pretty neat. But now, going into the next scene, this hunter is basically above these frozen goblins, and he's going to do this like Icarus dash / slam attack where he slams his like scythe into the ground, kills everything, which is dope. Right here we see a Warlock cast a Nova Bomb where these created stasis walls, and it obliterates everything, like everything's gone from the screen. Then we have again what seems to be the Warlock melee ability. He's floating, shoots this cryo orb that kills everything. Now right here we actually have something pretty cool. I don't know if these are exotic boots that are doing this or one of the skills in the subclasses, but the Titan is sliding and building up the stasis around him, which then blows up into a huge stasis right here and kills everything he slides into. If this is just an exotic where you can keep doing this, this is going to be extremely fun. But now, going to the next scene, right here is where I was talking about the Warlock and its super. He basically casts his staff, is in third person, and it creates this huge ruinous effigy type AoE explosion. As you see up here, we have like the end of it, and it keeps expanding as the video plays, and everything is just dead. Like, I don't know if this is just a better Nova Bomb, but as you see at the end right here, it seems to go in a motion where you can actually float around with it or walk around with it and do it again. Whatever that is, it's going to be super cool. But then we have the Titan doing this fist slam attack that basically just knocks some enemies back. And then right here is the exotic I was talking about. If you actually look on Bungie's Beyond Light website base or Bungie.net, you see where it says you get to wield new exotics hiding in, you know, the depths of the deep stone crypt or whatever. This looks to be that new exotic. I can't really tell what it does, but it looks like it's either a shotgun or a grenade launcher, and it shoots out this like blob of stasis that kind of like slows and freezes enemies. As you see, it's kind of going through right there. And that's some pretty cool animations right here too. Now again, we see the fallen guy with stasis, and then we have the hunter coming in with its little Icarus dash scythe slam. The Titan is just fully encased in stasis over here with the new exotic, and the Warlock is looking dope floating around with the little staff. And that is the end of the trailer. Now, the thing I want to mention really quick is obviously we have create, encase, and shatter. So there's 3 different forms of stasis. I don't know if this is going to relate to having 3 different supers, but if you remember back in the Beyond Light reveal trailer, we actually see a hunter basically wielding these stasis nunchucks as like a movable super. And then in this video, we see a hunter using a scythe blade barrage type thing. But I don't know if this is going to have 2 different supers you can choose from. Obviously, with the interview between Luke Smith and Dr. Lupo after the reveal of Beyond Light, Luke Smith himself said that there's going to be way more choice in these new subclasses instead of like those we have, and it's going to be kind of like D1 again. So who knows what's going to come from that, but I am excited, and everything we saw in this trailer looks super awesome. The one thing real quick I am going to play is this outro song right here. I'm going to let you guys hear it really quick. Alright, so yeah, obviously from that's very darkness themed, and kind of like the pyramid ships coming in, but it's like a different tune to it. I don't know, this could be the intro song on the title screen, which would be pretty cool. That gets you in the mood real quick, especially when the game launches. That's just something that I figured I would show you guys as well. But that is going to do it for the breakdown of this video. I really hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, remember to drop a like and subscribe to the channel if you would like to see more. It really helps me out, and I truly appreciate it. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Peace.